evening, everybody, and welcome this Sunday evening to Digital Forge Broadcast Network, as we've got a good treat for you here tonight. It's the Sim Racing Short Trackers League. Their Pro Series late models will be taking on Stafford Motor Speedway for 125 laps of short track race action. You definitely want to stay tuned for this. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and we will be back right after this as the most patriotic band, Madison Racing, does our Star Spangled Banner for us. We'll be back right after this.
America's most patriotic rock band, Madison Rising. You're watching Digital Forge Broadcast Network.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars busking in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the free? You're the home of the brave. To save this land of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? In the
Are you ready? Are you ready? Showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Sim Racing Short Trackers takes on Stafford Motor Speedway for 125 laps of short track race action here this evening. And I tell you what, folks, if you tuned in last week to watch these guys take on Southern National Motorsports Park, it was an excellent race to watch. And tonight I expect no different, and these guys put on a great show to whatever track they go on. And I just want to say it's going to be a great race here tonight. As we take a look at the schedule, we were at Southern National Motorsports Park last week. We're going to be at Lucas Oil Raceway coming up on the 31st of January, then Langley Speedway on February 14th, as there will be a week break for the Super Bowl Sunday festivities. Drivers right now are looking to finish up their qualifying. Let's take a look at the qualifying results. Looks like the 34 of Justin Trombley is your fast qualifier with an 18.927. Tim Bills in that 37 car. Right behind him, just about 4/100ths of a second off of him. Joe Schaefer Jr., Austin Yarborough, and Andre Boudin round out your top five so far here in qualifying. And if you did tune in last week, you would have seen the great battles going on between Tim Bills and Austin Yarborough as these guys battled it out side by side to the end, and it was a great race. Tim Bills ended up taking the victory in that race at Southern National Motorsports Park. Austin Yarborough in second. Justin Trombley took third, and Landon Siaka took fourth, and Benny Ellison making his way up to round out the top five. Standings in the series coming into tonight, folks. Tim Bills is your series leader. Austin Yarborough in second. Landon Siaka in third. Justin Trombley moves up 6 positions to take fourth place so far. And Logan Runyon rounds out your top 5 here in points. Drivers are just now finishing up their qualifying. They're going to be set to go to the grid, and we'll have that action for you when it unfolds. As the race control finalizing their preparations for these racers here tonight, and was under some new rules that you guys are going to be driving here at Stafford, as they are going to go from a single file restart to a double file restart. Got the chance to hear race control put that one over the air. Had a little notification to the league come out this week. So they're going to try double file restarts here tonight. We're going to have to see how that pans out. But again, folks, this is the Sim Racing Short Trackers. Here this evening, their Late Models Pro Series, taking on Stafford Motor Speedway. A little bit of venue information for you here while the drivers are getting ready to make their way to the grid. This is about a half mile track, you could say, folks. It's track temperatures at 96 degrees here. It's Stafford Motor Speedway. Let's take a look at the air temperature and weather. Air temperature 69 degrees as well. Track temperature inversely 96 degrees. And 30% humidity with clear skies. It's going to be some great racing weather here tonight, so we're going to have to see how this is going to play out for the drivers once they get going, as they got 125 laps here this evening. And want to give a shout out to everybody out there in YouTube for joining us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, so you can stay in the know as to when we go live. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Check us out on the web at forgebroadcasting.com or look up Digital Forge on Facebook. Thank you, Braxton Proper, out there joining us, a loyal fan out there for the Sim Racing Short Trackers, joins every week. So it looks like drivers are making their way down to the grid. Let's go ahead and get down there and see where your drivers are sitting at here tonight. Starting on the pole, folks, as we look down, Justin Trombley. Qualifying time here tonight was about, I believe it was 16 seconds, as software does not provide me with that here. And we're waiting for the second and fourth drivers to make their way to the grid. There they are, folks. Drivers making their way to the grid. 37. These two guys have been battling out so far this series. And that H&H Sign Supply, number 37, that's Tim Bills. Starting back in third position, inside lane, Joe Schaefer Jr. And that Short Track Race Network car. Nice looking paint scheme there on that car. To his outside, a guy no stranger to the front. You definitely want to pay attention to this young man here, the 51 of Austin Yarborough, running a Short Track Racing Network. Two teammates, looks like, side by side. And looking back to the inside lane, Andre Boudoin there, that Canadian driver in that Pierre car. Nice looking paint scheme on that car. To his outside, Landon Siaka, Club Ohio driver, sitting in sixth position here tonight. Michael Held will be your next driver here, starting in seventh position at the Grip TV Nation car, number 55, Michael Held. To his outside, the number 4 of Austin Arthur in that Pepsi Cola number 4 car will be starting eighth here tonight. 36 of Darrell Hamlin will be starting in ninth position. To his outside, you got the 18 of Logan Runyon. Rounding out your top 10 here tonight, this man, number 72, Monster Energy Ray Farlow, will be starting in 11th. David Knowles making his way out. Will be rounding out the 12th position here tonight. And as drivers are making their way around, we're going to have 2 laps of pace action. Benny Ellison on the field there in 18th position. As you take a look, to his outside, the 06 of Doug Sigmund. These guys are known to put it through the field, so you got to keep an eye out on them. Ron St. Pierre there in 16th position. So we'll have to see how this will play out, folks. Let me know out there in YouTube who you think your driver is going to make it, or where your driver's going to fare here this evening. As we see the pace car bringing them around, the 34 of Trombley, the 37 of Tim Bills up high. And again, folks, double file restarts here tonight, so we're going to have to see what effect this will have when the rule changes here on the series. But here we go, making our way into turns 3 and 4. Pace car into the pits. Out of turn 4 they go, towards the front straightaway. And there they go. We're off to the races for 125 laps here tonight. And taking a look at the leader, folks. Here he comes, the 34 of Justin Trombley, making his way down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. You got the 37 of Tim Bills, 51 of Austin Yarborough in third. The fourth goes to the 22 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Down into turn number 1. They dive that car down as they're making their way out of turn number 2 into the back straightaway. That 37 of Tim Bills taking a look at his driver drop off your race leader. As you can see, he's about a half a second off the pace, but he's got plenty of time to make it up here tonight. And some cars. Oh, we got a little bit of hang up there on the front straightaway coming out of turn 4. A lot of cars getting into the wall, but it looks like they are settled back down. Here they go, down towards turn number 3. As you're watching there, folks, this is the guy you want to keep your eye on. Last week's winner, the 37 of Tim Bills, as he was in a good battle with the 51 of Austin Yarborough, who actually, taking a look at, is right behind him there in the 51. These two drivers have been hard fought between each other in this series, so you definitely want to keep your eyes out for these two guys here. 22 of Joe Schaefer. As you can see, he's already lost one position so far here in the first 5 laps of the race here tonight. Started third. He's currently looking in 4th position, chasing down that 51 of Yarborough. Back in 5th, Landon Siaka. This is another guy, ladies and gentlemen, you want to watch out for. This guy in that 21 snap-on definitely can make something happen, so you just keep your eyes peeled for him to move through the field here tonight. Andre Boudoin back there rounding out your top 5 here, the 31. This guy as well. I mean, I tell you what, folks, I say this about a lot of the drivers here tonight, but there are a lot of amazing, talented drivers here in the field. So we'll have to see how this will play out. Giving you a nice view there of your drivers. Let's take a look back up at the race lead as you see the 34 come barreling out of turn number 4 towards the front straightaway he goes. Be clicking over into lap number 8 of this race. Into turn number 1. Nice looking low groove line that he is running here tonight. As he comes out of turn 2, he puts it up against closer to the wall. Into turn 3 he goes. So it looks like the lower groove in the turns is working here for the 34 of Tim Bills. And just pushing it close to the walls. It's typical short track race driving. Diving in deep. Oh, he's a little high there as he made his way into turns 1 and 2. Into the back straightaway he goes. Lap number 9 of this race. Looking at the other drivers in between. Here we go. Tim Bills, the 37. Still chasing down Justin Trombley there in second position. He's got the 51 of Yarborough right behind him. Behind Yarborough, the 22 of Joe Schaefer Jr. And these drivers looking very good here tonight. Last week it took 62 laps before a caution flag flew. And I tell you what, that's a testament to the great racing that these guys do here in the Sim Racing Short Trackers Racing League. Back in 7th position now, folks. There's this 55 of Michael Held in the Grip TV car with Logan Runyon, the 18 car. Logan Runyon normally runs the number 6, but tonight he is fielding the number 18 car as we see him come out of turn number 4. Close to the wall they go by the start-finish line. Back down into the turn. Turns 1 and 2 they go. Michael Held trying to fend off that 18 of Logan Runyon as they make their way down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Trying to hold on to that 7th position here as Logan Runyon yet creeps up onto the bumper. Runyon tonight started 10th. He's currently up to 8th as he heads into turn number 1 and 2. Going really high, running that middle groove there in lap number 13. Right behind, he's going to lose some pace off the 55 of Michael Held. And into turns 3 and 4 they go. The door was open for Runyon, but he didn't have the momentum to make it as he settles back in right behind the 55. Back up to your leader. Here he comes, folks. Down towards turn number 3. Justin Trombley here tonight. Uncontested for the race lead. As he looks to be about a second off. Or second ahead of the 37 of Tim Bills. Going into turns 1 and 2 now. Into the back straightaway he goes. Fastest lap time here tonight for the 34 of Trombley is 19.229. Taking a look at the RPM of this car. Again, I tell you this each and every week, folks. Throttle control is what defines short track racing, and as you take a look at the throttle RPMs of the 34 of Justin Trombley moving into the back straightaway, see how he gets on the gas, putting it up close to about $8,000, but he's not going to make it. Dives it back down underneath $5,000 into the turns. Nice looking throttle control from there, and that is why he's your race leader here on lap number 16. Tim Bills back there battling again with the 51 of Yarborough. Taking a look at his driver drop off the leader. He's out to 1.1 seconds now behind the 34 of Trombley. And as we see some other guys battling through the field, let's take a look. Here is the 36 of Daryl Hamlin. Daryl Hamlin started 9th here tonight. He's been holding out 9th right there behind the 18 of Logan Runyon. His driver drop, he's about a second behind Runyon now, 6 seconds off your race leader as he heads into turns 3 and 4 here on lap number 18. Some spacing coming out from the drivers here as they're now getting into their grooves. Benny Ellison, folks, as we take a look at Benny Ellison making his way deep into turns 1 and 2. This 0-1 car last week made his way up to the top 5 after having a bad start couple weeks ago in the series and getting a few laps down. Came out and had a commanding finish to get up into the top 5 and definitely helping himself out in the points. And as you see now, he started 18th here tonight. He's all the way up to the 14th position as he makes his way into the back straightaway here on lap number 21. Back up at your race leader. Here he comes out of turn 2 into the back straightaway. Already looking to lap some cars here tonight. Goes the 34 of Justin Trombley. Running that lower groove into the turns once again. Fanning it out towards the wall as he comes across the start-finish line into lap number 22. And these drivers still not contesting your later tonight. Let's take a look at the summary so far. You can see, seems kind of dull, but it's still been a great race so far. Oh, we got a caution flag flying. As we talked about it being dull, the caution flag's going to fly here tonight. And let's take a look from Benny Ellison's cam. So we can reel back the camera here. See if we can get you an idea what happened in this first caution. Watching from Benny Ellison heading into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway he goes. As you can see, he's got front right damage on that car. And smoke ahead of him as some cars went off into the wall. See some skid marks there in turns 3 and 4. Taking a look at some of these other guys that's got damage on their car. Maybe we can go back to Logan Runyon and see if we can get it from Logan Runyon's perspective. And that's what it was, folks. Logan Runyon's going to go for a spin here so far here tonight on the first caution. He'll be bringing it out as he gets into the 55 of Michael Held. Straightens him out. This is the Sim Racing Short Trackers Late Model Pro Series here this Sunday night. We'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. It looks like the lights have come off that pace car. We're going to be set to go green on lap number 28. As we take a look from the chopper angle as they make their way down towards turn number 3. It is a double file restarts here tonight. New rule implemented for Stafford Motor Speedway. Here we go. A little bit of checkup action. Leader setting the pace. Here they come. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. And there you see the 34 of Justin Trombley here tonight. Led the first 27 laps of this race. Looking uncontested here as he makes his way into turns 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway they come. Oh, some cars getting close to that wall. Looked like it might have been the 22 of Joe Schaefer Jr. As we see some good side-by-side battling going on back here for 4th position. Landon Siaka down low, the 22 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Up high, here they come. Oh, and he's got some scrapes. Joe Schaefer Jr. and some side-by-side contact. Schaefer goes high. Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, what a good race it is so far. And here comes the 22 of Schaefer. Not looking to go quietly there behind the 21. He's going to go to the inside. Oh, he gets Siaka a little loose, a little payback action there from Schaefer to Siaka, and they're getting into it again. Oh, and Siaka is going to end up in the wall. right there with, I believe that's the 51, or not the 51, excuse me, 31 of Andre Boudoin. Let's roll back the replay for you here from Siaka's perspective. As we can see, these two guys, this is some great battling we got here tonight, folks. Let's take it back just a little bit further for you. As you see, he's battling hard side by side with Joe Schaefer Jr. These guys making their way in to the turns 3 and 4, and it's going to be down this front straightaway. You're going to see some good side by side. See how Schaefer had to go high. As we're looking at this battle brewing, Schaefer wasn't too pleased with that, and he's going to make his way up again to the 21 of Landon Siaka into turns 3 and 4. Here you go. Look at this bump. Oh, he let us know he was not too happy. Gets around him. Here comes the 55 of Michael Held. And right here, there it is, folks. A little bit of tug and pull. And Landon Siaka is going to go up from the 36. That would be Daryl Hamlin, sending the 21 up into the wall here tonight. Tough break there for Siaka. But believe he has some repair work to do on that car, and he'll be back out into the races here. So Trombley, still your race leader, folks. Trombley, still your race leader, uncontested here tonight. As we still see, they are pacing it around. Single file, they'll double it up, I believe, here on this lap. As you start to see the doubling up, possibly. Well, we got one more lap here. Since we got one more lap, let's see if we can possibly get Landon Siaka on the line here. This is Dustin Caldwell looking for the 21 of Landon Siaka. You there, Landon?
Yes, sir.
Well, you had some good battling going on there with the 22 of Joe Schaefer. It looks like he tagged you a little bit coming out of turn 4, and then you get a little bit there from Hamlin. Tell us a little bit about how this race is going for you here tonight.
Well, it looked like it was going all right, but now we got to start back here on the tail. I think we got a pretty decent piece. I think it's good enough to get back to the top 5, so we'll find out.
All right, any shout-outs you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
Yeah, I just want to thank Logan Running for the setup. It's a pretty good one.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you in the remainder of the race here.
Thanks, Dustin.
There you have it, folks. And we're going to be set to go green. Taking a look from the chopper cam. Landon Siaka providing the great interview for us there. It's the 34 of Trombley, the 51 of Austin Yarborough, the 37 of Tim Bills, and the 22 of Joe Schaefer Jr. And here we go. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. And look at these cars. 2 wide. Heading towards turn number 1 they go. Logan Runyon already taking a look at the side-by-side battle. Settles in behind the 55 of Michael Held. And the 36 there of Daryl Hamlin bringing out the caution, getting into the 21 of Siaka. As you see some good battling going on there. Logan Runyon looking to move through the field. Almost 4 wide. Wow. Look at these cars back through the field. Oh, the 6 of St. Pierre getting loose. And that's going to actually draw out a caution right there in front of David Knowles. Race control saw something they didn't like. They threw out the caution. Let's roll back the replay here for you. We'll keep it here on Ron St. Pierre. Keeping a look. Let's take it down to the camera view for you. And you can just see these cars battling through the field. 3 wide out of turn 4 as Knowles goes high. Into the wall he goes. And a little bit side-by-side action there with the 0-1 of Benny Ellison, and St. Pierre is going to get loose to bring out our second caution of the night. St. Pierre going to go for a little spin, but it just looks like the tires are going to get the damage out on that one. ladies and gentlemen, to Stafford Motor Speedway. While we were at a commercial break, you did happen to see the commercial for the Southern National Motorsports Park. This league right here last week took that track on, and it was a great race that they put on. And tonight, it's definitely looking to match it as far as great races, as these guys are battling it out. Here in the first 43 laps of this race, we'll be going back to green on lap number 44. Trombley in the 34, still uncontested. Yarborough ready to go as he matches his pace, ready for the restart. Here they come down the front straightaway. Side by side race action they go. The 34 of Trombley barrels it into turn number 1. And some guys have to go high. Back there in third position, Tim Bills battling out the 22 of Joe Schaefer. And we got another caution here. And it looks like Benny Ellison, Siaka, is going to be involved in a couple other drivers. The 9 of Randy McCanny. Let's go ahead and throw back the replay here for you. As we're watching the restart. Here they go. A little bit of checkup action. Siaka is going to go high. And there you have it. The 9 there of Randy McCanny is going to be involved in this one. Siaka is going to make some contact there as well. And it's going to be a little bit of a pile-up with Benny Ellison there. He was watching his cam coming across the start-finish line. So these guys got some nerves to work out here tonight, but that's all right. We're on lap number 46. We'll be back right after this.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go back to the green. Here we go. Down the front straightaway they come. Green flag flies. Everybody's back to the races. Into turns 1 and 2 they go. As we see Schaefer once again having to go high. 51 of Austin Yarborough up to second position. 3 wide, Held getting loosed as he made contact with the apron down there. And whoa, some cars into the wall as they head towards turn number 1. The 55 of Michael Held still trying to hang on to that 6th position. As Logan Runyon now has a good side-by-side battle with the 22 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Heading into turns 3 and 4, Logan Runyon running that lower groove. The 22 of Schaefer making that higher groove work as he gets close to the wall. Into turns 1 and 2 they go. Still side-by-side racing. Who's it going to be? that's going to take 4th position. And it looks like Logan Runyon might have it. Here comes the 55 of Michael Held down low, and the 22 of Schaefer amazingly holding that middle groove, preventing these cars from going high, and he's going to go down in front of the 55 of Held. The 22 of Joe Schaefer Jr. making it work here tonight. This guy's had some contacts, some bumps and bruises on that car, and he's holding on to 3rd, or started 3rd. He's holding on to 5th right now as they click over into lap number 54. And now drivers are settled down once again. Let's take a look back here in 9th position, the 4 of Austin Arthur. Started 8th here tonight. He's fallen 1 position back as the number 4 Pepsi Cola makes his way out of turn number 4, getting close to the wall. Almost getting some scruff marks there on the side of his car as he's coming across the start-finish line. Let's take a look back up at your race leader. Look at the gap between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Here comes the 34 of Justin Trombley across the start-finish line, barreling it into turn number 1. He goes, running that lower groove. Austin Yarborough right here behind him has got a good battle with Tim Bills. These two guys, I tell you what, folks, week in and week out, it's an interesting thing to watch these guys drive. Let's take a look at Yarborough's driver drop, 1.5 seconds from your race leader as he comes across the start-finish line into turn number 1. And choice line looks to be the dotted line between the low and middle grooves, or lanes you could say, as these guys are trying to do what they can to catch up to the 34 of Trombley. Logan Runyon now is leading the rest of the group, coming out of turn 4, closing it into the wall. As you see the 22 of Schaefer tonight. 22 of Schaefer's going to, he's going to get close to the 18 of Runyon as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. 55 of Michael Held's going to play a little bit off as he's wondering what the 22 of Schaefer's going to do. When will Schaefer try to make his pass on the 18 of Runyon? Runyon's got some damage up there in the front right quarter panel of his car. But that is the driver drop of Runyon off of your leader here. Back there in 4th position, he's about 5 seconds off your race leader. Oh, somebody smacked the wall. Looked like it was the 36 of Hamlin. Hamlin making contact as he came across the start-finish line. Started 9th here tonight. He's up to 7th position right behind the 55 Grip TV Nation car of Michael Held. Let's look at Yarborough there up in 2nd position. Now getting a good lead and gap put between him and the 37 of Tim Bills as he heads into turn 3 and 4 running that low line. Some good short track racing action going on. Let's look back at Boudoin here now. Boudoin trying to get around some of these guys as he's working his way around the 45 of Mike McKinney. Oh! And that looks like the 45 of McKinney. Mike McKinney is going to make contact with the wall in turns 1 and 2. And he's going to fall back a few positions, but he is 3 positions up from where he started. He started 14th on the grid here tonight, up to 11th position. As he makes his way into turns 1 and 2, working his way out to the wall in the back straightaway. Drivers look to be getting towards a single file. Let's look at Boudoin, though. Boudoin in that 31 car, right there behind the 4 of Austin Arthur. Fanning away towards the wall they go, down the back straightaway. Boudoin looked to be closing in on that Pepsi Cola as he heads into turns 3 and 4. He's gaining a little bit of ground. Will he have enough to pass? Here he comes down the front straightaway. Will Boudoin? Doesn't look like he's going to have the momentum, so he's just going to settle in right there behind the 4 of Austin Arthur. Out of the second turn they come, down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. And it looks like the 4 of Austin Arthur is going to have a little bit of daylight there between him and the 31 of Andre Boudoin. Trombley still uncontested here tonight, folks. This car definitely has the golden setup and a good driver behind the wheel. As you can see, out of the first 65 laps put down here tonight, we've had 4 cautions. Just implementing a double file restart here tonight could possibly be part of that. And some nerves in this series. Guys just trying to get as many points as they can and accumulate the position. With this 34 car here, Justin Trombley is dominating right now. No one's been able to contest him, as he has about taking a look at the gap with Austin Yarborough right there in second position. 2-second gap ahead of the 51. So Trombley definitely came to race here tonight and spent, I believe when we talked to him last week, he said that at Stafford he didn't know if it was going to be his track or not, or if it was his track, so we'll have to verify that, but it's definitely shown to be one of his good tracks here this evening. Back in 5th position now, folks, the 18 of Logan Runyon. Michael Held looking like he wants to make a move. Let's see if he does, folks. Heading into turns 1 and 2, Michael Held up high in that middle groove, but he's going to try to keep it low to set up a good pass coming into turn 3. Let's see what Held does. That Grip TV car, Logan Runyon, keeps it in the best line as he heads towards the first turn out of the front straightaway. And Michael Held getting low, and look at that, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Held trying to fill out the 18. When will he be able to pass? Logan Runyon's doing an excellent job of holding his position and defending it from the 55. Here they go into turns 1 and 2. A little bit of damage there on the front right quarter panel. All these cars seem to be making contact with the wall either in the front or the back straightaways. And it looks like they're going to settle down for just a little bit. Let's get back to the 45 of McKinney. This is the guy that got into the wall, didn't draw out a caution. Or Mike Mahoney, excuse me. I've been calling him McKinney, and I do apologize. Blame my bad eyes on that one, Mike. I do apologize to you here tonight. It's Mike Mahoney, folks. We'll get it right here. Mike Mahoney in the 45 car. Getting into the wall a couple of laps ago, but since been able to hold on to the 11th position there. As you can see, he doesn't have a lot of damage, just a bent in right quarter panel. Trombley back as your race leader, now coming out of turn 2, looking to put some cars a lap down. McKinney, actually, okay, so as we take a look at the race list, folks, number 9 is Randy McKinney. Number 45 is Mike Mahoney. So get that cleared up over the air there. We do apologize on that little mishap there. If I said Mike McKinney or if I said Randy Mahoney, I meant Randy McKinney and Mike Mahoney. As you look at the leader making his way out of turn number 4, coming down the front straightaway. 50 laps to go. It'll be 49 this time around. 51 of Yarborough. Still looking about 2 to 2.5 seconds off your leader. Back there in second position. Andre Boudoin in that 31's chasing down the 36 of Daryl Hamlin. As we see some good battling going on. Whoa, Michael Held getting into the back of Logan Runyon. And these guys have been battling out. Michael Held running that lower line. Keeps it a little bit low. Logan Runyon will not let him through. I think Held is going to get frustrated trying to pass the 18. We'll see what happens. As you see, they dive it down into these corners, but have to go a little bit high coming out. Oh, and he spins him! Finally, the frustration wears off for Michael Held, and he lets Logan Runyon know. He spins him out. Let's take a look at that, folks. Get you down to the chase cam so you can see it. And when we get to the back straightaway, you're going to see it. Michael Held finally had enough behind Logan Runyon. And there it is, folks. See if we can get you a better angle on it. Wow, Michael Held spinning out the 18 of Logan Runyon here tonight. Drawing out our next caution. back, ladies and gentlemen, to Stafford Motor Speedway. The lights have come off that pace car. We're going to be set to go back to the green with 40 laps remaining in the race here tonight. Again, folks, this is the Sim Racing Short Trackers Pro Series late models taking on Stafford Motor Speedway. Chopper cam we go to show you. And here they go! Yarborough ready for it as he's up on the 34 of Trombley, and he spins him out! Oh, Yarborough getting into Trombley here tonight. Oh my goodness, let's go back and take a look at that. As we take a look from them pacing, we're going to see it again here, folks. Yarborough, wow. We'll have to see exactly what caused this to happen. Coming down the front straightaway they go. And there it is. Just a little dump contact there from the 51 of Austin Yarborough, sending the 34 of Trombley up high. And poor Trombley is going to get spun out there. A guy that's been leading majority of this race. I should say pretty much all of this race here tonight. We'll go for a ride, and just looks like he might have some tires cooked on there. But we'll get back at it as he's got the faster car here tonight. So Yarborough now is up front as your leader. Going through the cautions here. Let's see if we can bring in race control on that guy Adam Maddox running the race control booth here. Taking a look at what just happened there, Adam. As we saw, looks like the 51. It looked like a sheer dump from the 51 to the 34. Can we get a little bit of insight on what you saw up there from the race control booth?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm actually addressing it with the drivers right now.
All right, well, there you have it. He's taking a look at it. Not too happy there again, folks. We saw the 51 of Austin Yarborough kind of getting into the bumper there of the 34 of Justin Trombley. It's hard to say sometimes what goes through the driver's mind. Yarborough was making an aggressive move as we went back to green. He tried to get underneath the 34 of Trombley. And, well, passions ran high, and I think the 51 possibly, again, from this broadcaster's perspective, it looks like he just sheerly dumped him into turn one. And these guys, again, folks, taking a look at the points here, Austin Yarborough's second in standings. And Trombley's moved up 6 positions to 4th. So that definitely would put Trombley in contest with second place if he'd win here tonight. So we'll have to see how this is going to play out. We got 35 laps. It'll be 34 when we go back to green. Let's get you up to the chopper cam to show you the drivers here. The 37 of Tim Bills now is out there beside the 51 of Austin Yarborough. The 36 of Darrell Hamlin and the 72 of Ray Farlow are your front four. Here they go, bringing them into turns 3 and 4, excuse me. Into turn 4 they go. Green flag flies. Let's go back to the race. And the 51 of Yarborough is going to go down low. Look at the 37 of Tim Bills. Wow, did he go high? He's going to lose a little bit off the gap. Here comes the 36 of Hamlin creeping up on him. Some good side-by-side battling. Farlow and Trombley now. Trombley, let's keep an eye on that 34 car as he's making his way through the field back towards the lead. And I'm sure if he gets up there, he's going to have something to say for the 51 of Austin Yarborough. As you see, he's fallen back to 5th position after that caution. But he definitely has the fastest setup here tonight. He's been dominant for most of the race. Let's see what he does. He's right there behind Joe Schaefer Jr. in the 22 car. Coming out of the turn number 2, down the back straightaway they go. Some of the other drivers there. We see Ron St. Pierre. Oh, he's getting a little bit loose. St. Pierre has had a couple of issues here tonight, but looks like he's may have settled down a little bit with that. Car just getting pretty erratic. Andre Boudoin, let's take a look at the 31 right there in front of Logan Runyon, right behind the 72 of Ray Farlow, heading into turn 1. Oh, and they have to check up good because right there, Runyon almost getting into the back of the 31 of Boudoin. Up ahead, oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the 36 of Daryl Hamlin getting pushed around by the 34 of Trombley. He's not too happy. Trombley, oh, a little bit of smoke flies from the Schaefer Jr. car, the number 22 car. And here comes Trombley down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Let's take a look at his driver drop on the 51 of Yarborough. 1.5 seconds, and it looks like he is climbing. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, side by side with Joe Schaefer Jr. Joe Schaefer Jr. says, I'm going to let you go. He lets him go down the inside. And here comes the 34, making his way back through the field. That is Justin Trombley, your pole setter here tonight. Currently up in 3rd position, and he wants that 51 bad. Let's see what he does. As he's gaining now on the 37 of Tim Bills, heading out of turn 2, getting closer to that wall. And Yarborough can see him now in his rearview mirror. Here comes the 34 of Trombley. Schaefer now looking like he's getting a gap between him and Trombley. Yarborough making his way towards turn numbers 3 and 4. Credited with 14 laps led here. It'll be 15 when he hits the start-finish line. Fastest lap time here tonight, 19.377 for the 51 car. And this is the shape up. We're going to call this guy the bad boy of the league here. This kid is definitely watching him race last week. And if you haven't seen it yet, folks, I implore you to go back last week and watch that Southern National Motorsports race as this kid was battling throughout the track, and he definitely fought his way through the field hand and tooth. There's Schaefer Jr. back there in 4th position now. Looking at as he's got some gappage between him and the 34 of Trombley. Right behind him is Daryl Hamlin. Boudoin still looking to battle behind the 72 of Ray Farlow, as he looked like he was going to set himself up for a pass coming down the front straightaway as they go down into turn 1 and 2. The Monster Energy 72 of Ray Farlow holding off Boudoin. Coming down the back straightaway, these guys are battling. Farlow in 6th position, Boudoin in 7th. Ron St. Pierre now got a little bit loose off of turn 4 about 6 laps ago, but it is looking okay now as he heads into turns 1 and 2. A little bit of contact made there with Boudoin into 1 and 2 into the back of Farlow. And it looks like he's going to check up here. Let's take a look back up at your race leader, folks. As you see, that 34 of Trombley. Trombley back there in 3rd is now catching the 37 of Tim Bills. Oh, and this is going to be interesting to see what happens here. 21 laps, it'll be 20 to go when the 51 crosses the start-finish line. 20 laps remaining now into turns 1 and 2. And whoa, look at the gap closure there between Tim Bills and Justin Trombley. Trombley pushing that car to the limits, driving the wheels right off of it. He's got a tough opponent ahead of him. The 37 of Tim Bills is no easy guy to pass, as we've seen it in the first couple of races. These guys have battled it out. And Trombley now making his way into the back straightaway right there behind Tim Bills. When will he make his move to pass? As it looks like, let's take a look at his driver drop while we're watching this battle brew here. 1.6 seconds off the 51 of Yarborough as he heads into turns 1 and 2, working out lower groove. And here he comes, setting himself up for the pass. Ladies and gentlemen, here he comes. The 34 of Trombley's going to make the pass in turns 3 and 4. Tim Bills lets him go. And we got a side-by-side battle. Bills into the wall, coming across the start-finish line into turns 1, and he's chasing down the 51. It's smooth sailing to the leader for the 34 of Justin Trombley towards turn number 3. Oh, and if I was Austin Yarborough, I would have some goosebumps right about now knowing that I put this guy, dumped him in turn number 1, and he's coming down towards me. 16 laps to go in the race here tonight. Will Trombley have enough to be able to battle back to the lead with the 51 of Austin Yarborough? Let's get you a top 5 here, folks. Austin Yarborough, Justin Trombley, Tim Bills, Joe Schaefer Jr., and Daryl Hamlin are your top 5 here with 15 to go in the race here tonight. Summary statistics for you. Out of the 110 laps they've put down, we've had 6 cautions, 1 lead change, and I tell you what, it's going to be amazing if we can see this 34 catch the 51. Taking a look back through the field, let's look at the 72 of Ray Farlow, still holding off the 31 of Andrew Boudoin. Farlow here tonight in that Monster Energy car started 11th. He's currently sitting in the top 5 as he makes his way high into turns 1 and 2. And Boudoin's going to make some contact there as they come into the back straightaway. Just a issue there with Farlow running high on the line, and Boudoin not able to check up like he'd like. And here comes Trombley now. Still keeping our eye on this young man. Yarborough trying to keep the gap, but here comes the 34 of Trombley. His driver drop still about, looks like it's fallen about 1/10 of a second off. 12 laps, it'll be 11 when the 51 hits the start-finish line. Joe Schaefer Jr. comfortably sitting back there in 4th as he's taking a look at his statistics there. He's about a second off of Tim Bills in 4th position. Daryl Hamlin making his way down the front straightaway, diving it deep into turns 1 and 2, but he's going to go high. Started 9th here tonight. This car has worked his way up to the top 5. And there's your leader, folks. Last 30 laps has been led by this young man, the 51 of Austin Yarborough. 10 laps to go. It'll be 9 when he crosses the start-finish line as he's coming up on lap traffic, and this could spell disaster for a monumental lead as Doug Sigmund in that Skull car is right ahead of him. Let's see what happens here as he's going to try to make his way around Doug Sigmund. Doug Sigmund has to go high, possibly good courtesy for lap traffic to allow the leader by. But is Sigmund going to block the 51? And it looks like they're running the same line. And if this happens, it's going to slow up the Austin Yarborough and allow Justin Trombley to get back up there. Oh, and Sigmund is going to go high. Good courtesy call there from the 06. He dives back down low as they head out of turn number 2. Down the back, straight away they go. And Yarborough and look at Trombley now closing the gap yet again. Trombley now picked up 1/10 of a second in that passing of the pace car from Yarborough. 7 laps to go in the race here tonight, folks. Let's take a look back in 10th position. This gentleman here tonight having a little bit of connection issues there. The 21 of Siaka, Landon Siaka. Started 6th. He's fallen back to 10th. He was battling pretty hard through the field and got involved into a caution and hasn't been able to recover there. Back up to your race leader, ladies and gentlemen. We got 5 to go in the race here tonight. Yarborough, 35 laps led for this car. The other 85 coming from the 34 of Justin Trombley, who's currently sitting in 2nd. More lap traffic ahead. And let's take a look at the RPM usage there on Yarborough heading into turn 1 as he dives it down into the corner. You can see how he gets down to about 4,500 RPMs, dives it back up. Oh, we got a caution here tonight. Oh my gosh, and it looks like Siaka's going to be involved in this one. This could be interesting. So we take a look at the replay here from the 21 of Landon Siaka. This lap here, as you're watching, he getting a little bit loose there. Into the back of the 6 of Ron St. Pierre. And here comes the 4 of Austin Arthur. And wow. Austin Arthur and the 21. Austin Arthur trying to make the aggressive move through the middle. Sends the 21 of Siaka sailing through the infield. To his side and back up to the track he goes. Interesting things are brewing up here, folks. Siaka up into the wall yet again here tonight. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. It's coverage there of the Sim Racing Short Trackers Late Model Series, and as we come back from commercial break, it is going to be ending on a caution. And that young man you see driving right there, the 51 Austin Yarborough, will be claiming victory here tonight. Let's take a look at the results. As you see, Austin Yarborough comes in first, Justin Trombley in second, Tim Bills in third, Joe Schaefer Jr. in fourth, and Daryl Hamlin rounding out your top five. Ray Farlow, Logan Runyon, Austin Arthur, Michael Held, and David Knowles rounding out your top 10. As we see the drivers there doing a little bit of spin out. Get down closer there for you. Doing his victory spin out there. Right there, the 37 of Tim Bills, giving them some congratulatory bumps. So we're going to go ahead and get your drivers here on the line, as they're playing a little tug of war down there on the front straightaway. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our first driver now. This gentleman tonight was able to make his way through the grid and finish third here tonight. And I tell you what, Tim, it was a good hard-fought battle. And witnessing being in second place there to Trombley for the most part of the race. And then we see that incident there between Yarborough and Trombley. And once again battling and Trombley able to make his way up into second. Tell us a little bit about your expectations coming in tonight and how you feel about how the race panned out for you.
Oh, I'm real happy with the way the race come out. I was just kind of hoping for a top five. Not very good here at all. I'll take third place. That was hard to keep there.
Knowing that you were the leader in points coming into tonight's race, victor last week at Southern National, did you feel any more pressure knowing that this wasn't one of your better tracks?
Yeah, that's where I just wanted to have a good finish and hope that I could just kind of stay where I'm at and hold steady.
And hold steady you did. You're able to finish here on the podium tonight. Next week's Lucas Oil Raceway, how's that track looking there for the 37?
I like running Lucas Oil. It's going to be interesting it's kind of a one lane, but it's definitely a lot of fun, and I like racing there.
All right. Well, any final shout-outs you'd like to give for the viewers out there on YouTube?
Oh, most definitely. I got to thank my sponsor, H&H Sign Supply, JustForCrafters.com, Justin Brooks Designs, and thank all the guys over at Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports, Austin Yarborough, Cody Kelly, Casey Kelly, Justin Brooks, Joe Schaefer, Daryl Hamlin, and congratulations to Austin there on the win.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We'll look forward to seeing the 37 next week at Lucas Oil. Congratulations again to you, Tim.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. The 37 of Tim Bills coming in third here tonight. And we'd like to be able to give you coverage there from We're going to move now. Yes, we can actually get him seeing now. He was available, and he disappeared on us. He's hoping to be able to get some information there and interview with the second place finisher, the hard-fought 34 of Justin Trombley, but doesn't look like he's going to be available for interviews, so we're going to go to our guy who finished first here tonight in the 51 car, Austin. I tell you what, not a lot of fans probably behind you here tonight as far as the incident there between you and Justin, but each week it's always a pleasure to watch you fight your way tooth and nail through the field and just really battle and bruise around these cars to climb your way through the grid. Tonight, coming into looking at where you were at in points, we see that you were in second to Tim Bills and you were 2 ahead of Justin Trombley. How did you feel as far as coming into Stafford with the way the car was set up, and what was your strategy?
I didn't really feel comfortable about it. This is not really one of my favorite tracks we go to. But I really didn't even practice much in race trim. I was always in qualifying trim, and but Tim sent me a setup and told me to try it in a race, and I did, and it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, and you battled your way through the field here tonight, and it definitely is going to help out in points, as you're probably going to be surpassing Tim Bills for the series points lead here tonight. We go into Lucas Oil next week, Lucas Oil Raceway. Tell us a little bit about that track. Have you had much experience there?
No, I ain't really had much experience there, and the supers, I've always run street stocks there, but I don't really like that track either. It's not really my favorite, but we're going to give it a try.
Yeah, definitely we'll have to see how that'll pan out for you. The pressure's on now, as you're probably going to go to the lead in points. And I think you got a guy that's going to be looking for you next week at 34 at Justin Trombley. Can you give us a little bit of insight on that? It looked like you were just trying to make the aggressive move down to the inside. Some may say you dumped him. I have to ask for the viewers out there. They were concerned, wanting to know. Can you give us a little bit about that incident there with Trombley?
Oh yeah, I mean, he started the race a little bit earlier, and he pushed up, came out of the corner, and I had a better run, so I took it to the inside, and he ran me down. So I felt like I needed to give him a nudge. I didn't try to spin him out or nothing, but it is what it is.
All right. Well, we'll have to see how this will play out next week. Congratulations. Any final shout-outs you'd like to give for our viewers out there in YouTube?
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank Adam Maddox for putting the stuff on, and I'd like to thank Justin Brooks Designs, everybody at Will and Dillon, Cody Kelly, Casey Kelly, Joe Schaefer, Tim Bills, Michael Held, Joe Hamlin, Justin Brooks, David Kokorian, just everybody.
All right. Well, congratulations again. We look forward to seeing what the 51's got next week when we head it to Lucas Oil Raceway.
Thank you, sir.
Well, there you have it, folks. We're going to bring in race control here tonight. Finally got everything settled down, get the opinions of the league administrator here, Adam Maddox. I tell you what, some great racing going on here tonight. Notice I let the viewers out there know that you were implementing the double file restart here tonight. Tell us a little bit about that and what was the determining behind that, what we're looking at going forward, and then maybe talk a little bit about some of the incidents in the race here tonight.
Yeah, glad to. I thought tonight's race was a little more heated than the ones we've seen. You could definitely see the pressure building as the weeks go on in this series. I thought it was a good race. I thought the guys raced hard. I think the no tire rule tonight on races we have less than 150 laps, we don't allow tire changes. I thought that played a big factor in how the race panned out tonight and the way the cars were handling. We've got a little controversy there. I talked to the drivers, and I was ready to issue an EOL, but Justin stepped up and said not to do it. Austin gets the win. He's a very talented driver. He's been a threat every week, and you got to think that going into next week he's going to be a threat again.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's a heated battle for your top 5 drivers here between Tim Bills, Austin Yarborough, Landon Siaka, excuse me. Seemed like he got in the rough end of the deal tonight. Was thrown into the wall a couple of times. He was third in points here tonight, probably going to fall back just a little bit. Logan Runyon was having a tough time there through the field as well. But it looks like, from the top 5 drivers, it's going to be interesting to see how this will play out heading into Lucas Oil. Any final comments you'd like to give for the race here tonight?
I just want to congratulate everyone who came out. Lucas Oil is going to be tough. After Lucas Oil, we've got a break. And then we're going to head to Langley Speedway, and we got something special planned there, and I'll be releasing that next week for the Langley race. And we definitely have some happy drivers tonight, some upset drivers, and we'll see how it shakes out next week.
All right, always a pleasure to be able to talk to you, Adam. We'll see you next week at Lucas Oil.
All right, man. Thanks.
There you have it, some insight there from race control and league administrator Adam Maddox. Coming into tonight, they implemented a no tire rule, so for races under 150 laps, there'll be no tire changes going on, and also a double file restart, which definitely changes things up a bit. And well, this was a great race here tonight. Let's take a look at the results one more time here for you. As we bring those up, you can see Austin Yarborough, Justin Trombley, Tim Bills, Joe Schaefer Jr., Darrell Hamlin are your top 5. Ray Farlow, Logan Runyon, Austin Arthur, Michael Held, and David E. Knowles rounds out your top 10. Extending on down, we see Landon Siaka, Doug Sigmund, Andre Boudoin, Ron St. Pierre, Mike Mahoney, Randy McCanney, Benny Ellison will round out your field here this evening. It's going to be some great races coming up next week, folks. We definitely want you to tune in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button out on YouTube so you'll stay in the know as to when we go live. If you're ever wanting to know the schedule that we have in the lineup that we have coming up, you can always find it on the web. Just look us up at forgebroadcasting.com, as we love to bring you races try to get them each and every night of the week. So if you're interested in seeing what we got, make sure you can either hit subscribe, check us out, like us on Facebook, look up Digital Forge on Facebook as well. And if you're an iRacing driver, want to know more about the different series this league puts on, check out simracingshorttrackers.com. You can find them on Facebook as well as Sim Racing Short Trackers. Or if you're an iRacing driver and you're wanting to get in on it, just look up Sim Racing Short Trackers. You can find them in the league directory. That's going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Some great racing. Always a pleasure to be able to watch short track racing at its finest. And tonight, it was a great race. Austin Yarborough is your winner. We'll be back next week at Lucas Oil tomorrow night. We've got some Sim Racing Authority Tornado Tailgaters, so you definitely want to tune in for that. That's going to do it for us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning into the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying stay safe, and we'll see you.